Hi, so today's Sunday and I decided to make some ambient music with the Elektron Model cycles. And along the way I realized it would be nice to show you one simple tip I use in all my ambient music with the model cycles. I hope you find it useful. Right, so in this video we'll see how to create a drone sound with the Elektron Model cycles, such as the one currently playing on track 1. So if I mute tracks 2 to 6, we will be left only with that kind of everlasting chord sound, and that's exactly what we're trying to create. I often start with drone sounds in my ambient jams, as they provide a very strong foundation on top of which you can lay down smaller items afterwards, so that's a great starting point. And those sounds are super easy to make with the Elektron Model cycles, but it does require a couple of steps that are not necessarily trivial, so that's what I wanted to show here today. Firstly, I will reset everything I have on track 1 and stop the playback. Right, so that's the point you should be at when you start with a blank project or pattern. And the first thing I want to do here is to change the machine used by track 1 from kick to chord and add a trig on the first sequencer step. Make sure you're in record mode. And if I now press play, we hear my chord playing every 16 steps. I do have a very slow tempo, but eventually it will loop back. Right, so the second thing I want to do here is to make sure I have the length of the trig set to infinity. So I will press level data as many times as I need to have length highlighted and then turn it until I reach infinity. And if I now press play, nothing has changed actually. And that's because the length setting of that trig will be taken into account only if I enable the gate option. So if I now enable the gate option and press play, we have that everlasting sound playing kind of continuously, except if you just heard, we still hear the attack of the sound on the first step, on the first sequencer step. And that's not great, actually. So, to get rid of that, we'll change the chance of that trig to be only happening on the first occurrence. Right, so here it says first. And if now I play the sound again, now it is really continuously playing. Usually, the next thing I do is to increase the reverb sand level and make sure you have a huge reverb, and it will give life to that sound. So I currently have 123 as reverb size. Right after that, I will set the LFO for the track to a very low speed. With, I don't know, for instance, the fine tune can be a nice destination. And now you have that kind of disturbing, evolving tone. One very important thing to note with that method is that you need to be super careful when you switch from one track to another, because if you just press the tracks button, the sound will stop. So let's say if I go to track 6 for a moment to change something, and I then come back on track 1, by just pressing the T1 button, the sound stops. And that's because we have just triggered track 1, but not with an infinite length, basically, and so the sound just stops. So always pay attention to that. Alright, that's the end of this tutorial already. As I said at the beginning, nothing very complicated, but it's important to get all the steps right. If you liked the video, please consider leaving a thumbs up and subscribing. If you did not like the video, please let me know in the comment section what could be improved for the next one. And of course, feel free to go check out some of the ambient jams I made with the Elektron Model cycles as part of Jamery here. And until next time, stay healthy and make music.